Hey guys, it's Aidette. Today I am showing you guys how I do my everyday makeup look, and this is my updated version because I was doing a natural look for a minute and now I was like, you know what, I'm done with the natural look. But then I said, you know what, I'm done with that. I'm trying to step up my game and I still want to look like soft but beat. This is what I came up with one of these days and I love it and I don't want to go back to anything for a minute. This is the look. So if you guys want to see how I do this look on an everyday basis, then just keep on watching. Alright guys, so we are gonna start off with our my mic wasn't plugged in, dude. If I did not see that, would have been livid. We're about to get started with our foundation and I'm gonna be taking my everyday foundation. This is what I've been using for years and years. This is the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation and this one's the one that's more dewy. There's another one that's matte, but I am mixing fair and beige today. I usually use nude beige, but I ran out, so I have to compromise. Quite a few of these products are from LA Girl and I have to remind you guys that I do have a code if you guys want to save money. It is Aidette10 for all LA Girl cosmetics. I'm taking fair, I'm taking 2 pumps, and then just taking 1 pump of beige. I always mix it on the back of my hand and it turns out to be the most perfect color. But of course, if I did have nude beige on me, that's my color right there. I do not put on a primer. I think that you guys probably caught on to that already. And let me just quickly put you guys on to this sponge right here. This is the Beauty Bakery sponge. It is Black owned, so definitely go check them out. It comes in a pack of 6. Okay, and now this right here has become my favorite concealer. This is the MAC Studio Fix 24-hour smooth wear concealer, and this one is a pretty light shade. It is MC15. It really highlights my face. So what I like to do is pretty much focus right here on the inner part and then also take it onto the inner part of my eye. So that's where like some darkness tends to be. I'm really just focusing it in the inner parts of my eye, in the middle of my forehead. And the reason that I do this is because I want to highlight. If you guys have seen my highlight and contour routine, it is in full depth. It is beginner friendly. I'm going to be linking it down below. I go into detail as to like what I do for like contouring and stuff and highlighting and what the purpose of it is, and it really helps so much. I've gotten endless people telling me that it's completely changed their makeup routine. So if you want to change up, definitely go look at that. But for this, we are not going to be going all that crazy because it is like a soft natural beat. I'm gonna go ahead and use a powder. This is a different powder. The only reason that I'm using this powder now is because I ran out of my usual, which is the LA Girl Banana Powder. This is the Anastasia Banana Loose Powder, and I honestly think that the LA Girl one is better, and it is way more inexpensive. I like to immediately put it on my eyelids because that's going to crease and we do not want any creasing, especially since we're not gonna really put on eyeshadow. So basically in all the areas that we highlighted, we want to powder up first. And the reason that I'm going to be baking all of my face is because it makes your face last so much longer. You're matte for a longer period of time. But the secret to it is we don't look cakey because we take it off right away. So we're just pretty much pressing the powder into the skin. And when I do this, I make sure that my face is completely mattified. There is no areas where there's a little bit of wetness on the face, because then that really affects how your makeup comes out, especially when we do our bronzer. If it attaches to any type of moisture on your face, it's going to make it look patchy. It's not going to blend out well. It's going to look really gross and muddy. So we have to make sure that everything is completely covered up. And now this is where we move on to the bronzer. This is like my favorite part because it brings the structure back into my face. I look like I'm alive and not like a ghost. So this is, of course, my favorite. If I have to remind you guys at this point what this product is, I mean, I haven't done my job right then. This is the LA Girl Pro Pressed Powder in the shade Warm Caramel. This is just supposed to be a face powder, but I use it because it works perfectly with my skin tone. It's very, very universal. I feel like so many different skin tones can use this shade. But like I said, if you guys do want an in-depth tutorial as to how I do my contour, my highlighting, all of that stuff, I'll be having it linked down below. So when I'm doing my cheek contour, I like to focus the product in and then I go up afterwards. And the reason that I go up is because I want to lift the face instead of blending downwards and making it look like our face is longer. And we never want to forget on our jawline. That is so important. It really just snatches up the face. So while all this is cooking up, I'm going to go ahead and take my powder on my sponge. And then we're going to contour my nose, just 2 vertical lines, connect it to the brows. And the most important thing to my nose contour, like I said, that's all detailed up in that video that I made, but I like to create shadow under the nose to shorten it, and also do the little Lana Del Rey button nose. And then we're going to be taking the other side of this brush. This is a Huda Beauty brush, and I'm going to be blending out the edges. Of course, when I decide to film this video, I get a huge honker right there. Like, I don't understand, because I had clear skin for a long time. I was doing good. Also, skin routine coming very soon, because I found out what works best for me after this little guy goes away, because I feel like it was just hormonal because I was just on my month. Tips and tricks coming, guys, because if you guys have been here for a minute, I struggled with acne. Like, it was so sad for me. I felt so embarrassed to not have makeup on. Like, I would always cake it on. I didn't feel good. So while we have that going, I'm gonna go ahead and take the bronzer again and use the fluffy side that I used to blend it out. It doesn't really matter if you go in messy or neat, it's just all going to be blended all over the eye and into the crease. One of my biggest makeup pet peeves, I mean, to each their own, but I truly dislike when I see no type of color in the eye. It's just like white. It looks like just concealer was on, powder on top, that's it. So I always like to add even just the tiniest little amount of shade into the eyes. Of course, I am going a little bit heavier, nothing too dramatic though, but even if it's just like a little swipe, it makes it look a little bit better. And wipe the powder away. Make sure when you're blending, you blend up like this so it doesn't look like a straight line, it looks seamless. Because look, if I wasn't to blend it out, it would look like this, but since I did go upwards, it looks like how it's supposed to. And then if you need to, go back in with your nose contour brush and sharpen up the lines. Also, don't be afraid to go back in with your bronzer brush too, because I know that when we do some of the cleaning up, some of the product tends to go away from the blending. All right, so we got this down, and now I'm gonna be going in with blush. I go in a very weird order, but now this has just become my routine and I can't do it differently. Like, this is how I like it. So my OGs will know this. Melba Blush by MAC. This was my first ever blush that I have ever gotten from my mom. My mom always put me on to Melba since like the first day I had interest in makeup. And that was back when I was like 11. So this blush, it's not going anywhere. I love her. I recently rediscovered it. I mean, I never forgot about it, but I've been using other products, trying out other things, and I liked it. But this little baby right here is just, it was made for my skin tone. But we always blend it out. I put a tiny little bit on my nose, nothing too much. I just kind of do it for my face to look evenly colored up, a little bit on my chin. It's just the perfect color, so I'm in love, I love it. And then I'm gonna be putting on some mascara. Actually, you know what, I'm lying. I'm gonna go grab my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. I've been using that since high school. It always keeps my makeup from budging. It's insane. So I'm gonna spray that all over my face, and then we're gonna go into mascara because we do not wanna risk our mascara smearing everywhere. That would not be fun. So for our highlight, it has changed. It is going back to OG makeup products. I've noticed that a lot of these products here are low-key like OG products. Champagne Pop, I love this. I remember when they were trying to make this a limited run, and I was so sad because this was my favorite for the longest time. I used to go crazy with the highlight on my cheekbones, but now I'm just kind of like, just barely, like a tiny little bit, a little something. And then I'll go in with a tiny brush like this, a little tiny baby brush. I'll do the tip of my nose. And then I used to go all the way down like an exclamation mark, but I don't do that anymore because it just makes your nose look longer. So I just do it right here on the tip. And then lastly, I'm going to take it up here. All right guys, we're getting close to the end. So now I'm gonna be taking my favorite mascara. This is the Lancome Monsieur Big. This one's the one that I have been raving about for a long time, how it makes my lashes super long. So if you guys haven't seen my previous videos, let me just show you real quick. Where are you gonna find a mascara like this? And this was barely one coat. When I know I'm going to apply on falsies, I don't go crazy with the mascara. I just do one little layer. And I no longer do my lower lashes because I noticed that it made my eyes not as lifted. And as for my lashes, I've been getting tons of questions like, what are those new lashes that you're putting on? They look so good. They look like lash extensions. And these are the lashes here. Obviously, you guys can't really see, but they're more like full wisped out cat eye lashes. And these are by Canon Cosmetics. So freaking good. Right now they're out of stock, but they are in the style Barbie. I am going to be applying some liquid liner, and this has been a shortcut for how I do my eyeliner. Too Faced sketch marker, and it is so good, guys. And by the time we're done with that, it's already been like maybe a minute and our lashes are ready and tacky to get on. It's going to be perfect because our lashes are tacky, and then we can easily just squish them together to make them look a lot more natural. If you guys want to be safer, definitely use either your fingers or a lash applicator, but I think that this is easier for me personally. In quite a few videos back, I had my brows laminated, like first when quarantine was just starting. It's so crazy that it's already been like 4 months since quarantine, 4 or 5 months, I'm not sure. So insane, like time goes by so fast. But I got them laminated again. I really do nothing to them, which is amazing about this brow lamination. This is the Morphe Brow Gel. I usually use the Anastasia one, but I ran out, so Morphe was the one that I have had now. I'm gonna take a spoolie and kind of squirt them out. Brows by Slade by Katana. Her name is Lisa. She's been a friend of mine for a minute. So I'm going to be taking my brow pencil by LA Girl. This is the Shady Slim brow pencil. Of course, you guys can remember to use the code Aidette10 for 10% off. And just in the little bald spots, you can go ahead and fill them in. And then I also make my tail a little longer. Now, last thing, I'm gonna go ahead and take my LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner in the shade Sugar and Spice. This is hands down the best lip liner ever. I just found out about this lipstick that I'm going to show you guys in a second, and with this lip liner, unbeatable. And then on top of that, this is what's going to change the game. This is the Chocolates Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick by L'Oreal. It smells just like hot chocolate. It's very drying, so you have to make sure that your lips are kind of like pre-moisturized. So look how pretty that looks. I just blended it out with my finger, and I'm gonna go back in with my lip liner. Alright guys, so this is the look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Came out so fire. Like, this is my go-to everyday soft beat look, and I love it. If you guys like this video, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. Also comment down below what you guys want to see from me next, because I am trying to get back on my YouTube game, guys. I know I've been slacking for a little bit, but my mind has been everywhere, and now I have clarity. I'm feeling good and empowered and ready to start some new juicy things. So thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.